Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Buffalo SportsCenter video. I am Don. With me today is the co-founder of our Instagram, Cal. How are you doing today, Cal?
I'm doing great. We're going to be talking about a subject I absolutely love, so let's get into it.
Yes, sir. We got some punter battles. Yes, we are devoting an entire video to talking about Matt Araiza and Matt Haack, the battle of the Mats, punt god versus punt slum god. Um, And a lot of people have already made their minds up about who they want for the Bills to keep on the roster going into this season. But we will get all into that and more. But make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Let's save it about the whole news right now. The news sucks. This is good. We are talking about punters. Subscribe for the punters, okay? Let's do it. Anyways, Cal, very briefly, who do you think the Bills should go with into this next season?
I think just based on potential alone, I like Matt Araiza. Rookie out of San Diego State. This guy has an absolute boot of a leg. They refer to him as the punt god. He has probably the best leg in the league. I think we all can agree with that for a punter wise. But Matt Haack, he is a great holder, and that's something that's very unappreciated from the fan base. Something you really got to look at. His leg might be weak compared to Araiza, but I think you could not get two more different punters on the same team. So it's going to be a good training camp. It's going to be a good battle, but I prefer Araiza right now, but we'll see what happens. Who do you prefer?
I also prefer Araiza, but you're absolutely right. You nailed right on the head when you say that Haack is an excellent holder for Tyler Bass. They've apparently developed some good chemistry. I guess that happens when you hold the ball for your kicker so many times. But it's weird because Matt Haack, he was decent until the final month of the season. That final month was distasteful. It was disappointing, horrendous. The Patriots game, bad. The Jets game in Week 17 game, bad. He had 3 punts go like 20 yards. Isn't that right? In that Jets game?
It was one after another. It was horrible. It's just it's kind of sad to see because with Matt Haack the year before he was actually really good on the Dolphins. He was a solid I'd say maybe top third punter just overall based on that holding ability too, total package wise. He really was a decent punter, and when we got him, I remember a lot of the fan base was excited. He specialized in those trick plays too with the Dolphins that we've seen on the goal line. So, a lot of fame with him, and he just ended up being a disappointment. And now the Bills couldn't have got a more hyped up punter in the draft. So, we'll see what happens. But from one guy that was hyped up to another, Bills fans should be excited about their punters.
Well, it just shows the fact that we're talking about punters means that the Bills are so deep in every other position. But Matt Araiza, the only problem with him, apparently, according to the special teams coordinator for the Bills, is that he hasn't ever really held the ball. In college, he was both the punter and the kicker as well. And he was like, hey, guys, can I kick a little in the NFL? Nah, we got Tyler Bass. Screw off.
Yeah, not happening.
No, that is not happening. Even though he's got a phenomenal leg, his strength is huge. But that's a bit of a problem for him. Because we know how Sean McDermott loves for all of his players at any position to be versatile at what they do. If he can't hold the ball well, then that's bad news for him. That means I think it really does come down to who holds the ball better on those long snaps.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing with Araiza that we've heard is he does a lot of line drive kicks, which in college you get away with. In the NFL, you can't really. If you punt that ball on a line, your guys do not have enough time. And we've seen a lot of people in the NFL are amazing return guys. They can take about 10 to 15 more yards if you kick that ball on a line rather than in the air. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if his leg can really transform into that NFL angle kick. I know Pat McAfee's a huge fan of him. Hall of Fame legend Pat McAfee. So we'll see what happens there. But again, a great pick for the Bills. But will he really turn into that NFL punter? That's to be determined.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know with these kind of players. And I mentioned the special teams coordinator before. His name is Matthew Smiley, taking over for Heath Farrell, who went down to Jacksonville. Why would you go from Buffalo to Jacksonville in the first place? But he recently came out, well, not recently, June 7th, he came out and said where he's at right now in this battle. And he didn't. He kept things pretty even between the two players. He said for Hack, he's just a very good experience in the NFL. He's got a lot of good qualities, and he kept things even. With Araiza, that's where we first learned that he needs to work on holding the ball. And I feel like I gotta stop focusing on how you hold balls. Like, come on, we can't do that. This is
Yeah.
2022, guys. Why are we talking about holding balls? So, John Scott, he recently tweeted as well a quote from that interview. I'm not going to play right now in case copyright things happen. But Smiley said, quote, Matt Haack is a better punter than the statistics showed. And he can be right because whether we believe it or not, punters do a lot more than kicking. There are a lot of support on the sidelines. They can hold it down. They do some things. They can tackle too. Pat McAfee showed that. And he did sound a little optimistic about Matt Haack going into this training camp battle.
Yeah, punters are huge aspects of the team. They're not always, on the field, not always playing, but they're on that sideline continuously. And if you get a guy that, blends well with the team, I know Bajorquez was, loved by his teammates, loved by, Reed Ferguson. So if you get a guy that, really blends with the group, that's great. Great news. I know Matt Haack, started to get along really well with his teammates too. So we'll see if, maybe that newcomer, kind of hinders the decision on Araiza, but another thing I wanted to touch on is just the fact that a lot of teams do not have a secondary option when it comes to kicking. We saw it last year. Starting kicker gets hurt, in pregame, and a team does not have somebody to kick the ball. Yeah. In this case, say Tyler Bass in warmups, slips and injures his ankle, injures his leg, something like that, where he's unable to kick. If we keep Araiza, we're golden. We have a guy who can boot the ball from anywhere, a pretty reliable guy. If we keep Hack, I don't know if he'd really be able to kick field goals. So that's another thing to look at. And who's going to hold the ball, too, if Hack has to kick the field goals.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've seen sometimes where it goes down like that. You see some injuries occur on special teams, and you have to get like a wide receiver to come out and take the punts, or you have the wide receiver or tight end or anybody really. You even saw Ndamukong Suh the one time try to kick a field goal and an extra point when the Detroit kicker went down with an injury. Your reaction just says it all. But you're right. That's another thing going for Araiza. He's got that versatility. He can play both punter and kicker, though we don't know how accurate he really is because it's weird. College is wildly different at kicking field goals than it is in the NFL. And like you said, Hack, his stats weren't very good, but he's known for those trick plays. I was really, though, disappointed last season that we didn't do more special teams trick plays.
Yeah, I would have liked to see, Hack bring his previous knowledge to the table, maybe work on some trick plays, some of those that we saw in Miami the years before, but didn't really get to see that with them. We did see a few fake punts, but other than that, not much from like the goal line, try to score type beat there on field goals or extra points. But, just keeping that in mind, Hack, I do think if the Bills decide to go with Hack, he will have a better season than he did last season. I do think he's due for a better season. I think that was, kind of the worst of the worst we'd see from him. But with that being said, I do think Araiza still is the better candidate.
I agree with you. I think Araiza, he's younger, he's got a bigger leg and more potential. But Hack, we know what we're going to get from him. He doesn't have the biggest leg in the world, but he's very good chemistry with Tyler Bass and Reed Ferguson. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this, 9 minutes. Oh my goodness. This 9-minute breakdown on the Bills' upcoming training camp battles. We started out here with the punting situation with Matt Haack and Matt Araiza. Expect to see more videos like this. We're starting a little bit of a series here about all potential big-time training camp battles. I was Don. This was Cal. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Discord, and follow us on our Instagram. And check out our website. It's pretty dandy. I liked it. Cal, you like it?
Absolutely. Phenomenal website. Check it out. It'll be in the link in the description.
Absolutely. And also, reminder, check the Insta. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you on the next video. Peace.